looking at the weather report the day before, looking at the weather report that morning, getting up, looking out the window and going, yeah, it's gonna be okay. It's gonna be good today, I'll go out. My name's Anthony Epes. I'm a fine art photographer. I came here 10 years ago to do a book called London at Dawn. I thought I was gonna stay 6 months, and I stayed the rest of my life. It took me a while to realize, why am I so into shooting cities in the morning? You know, why am I getting out of my bed, putting on a heavy camera bag and going out and doing this? It's not just to take pictures, but it's to have that experience of, you know, peacefulness. It's very centering for me. This is a very intense city. It's full of cars, it's full of people. It never stops, you would think. Does this city ever sleep? And the answer is yes. And there's a few hours, you know, when you can just really appreciate the city for itself and not all the stuff that's in it. It's just something about meeting the sun when it comes up and it wakes up. It brings with it life and warmth and happiness and joy, and then you realize everybody else is asleep. No cars, no people, no noise. You're not being distracted by traffic. Am I gonna get hit by a car if I walk across the road and don't look both ways? You know, I don't have tourists blocking my path. It's this purity of emotion, and you wouldn't think you were in the middle of one of the busiest cities on the planet.
I'm glad I waited. Because light can change in a matter of seconds. Look at that! Look at my exposure. I nailed it. Didn't need a light meter. I've been doing this so long, I had it down.
I have a passion for light, like no one else I know. Our whole world is shaped by light. It constructs the world around us. I chase light, I follow light, I wait for light. I'm always in tune to it. That's why I like London. It's never boring. The light is never boring. And when you're talking about a new glass building, that has a lot of inherent light qualities that can affect a wide area around it. As the sun moves through the sky and reflections change, and the dynamic lighting is just extraordinary. But there's a lot of mornings that are just not photographic friendly. They're just too windy, wet, or just dull.
By Battersea Power Station, it's a freezing -3 February morning, and it's overcast. I think the sun's coming up in about 10 minutes, and there's no nice blue glow. It's all kind of washed out. Still 15 minutes before sunrise, so.
But if it's a hint of like half an hour of the clouds parting and light coming through, yeah, I'm out for sure, because if you catch that, then, you know, there's a chance it could be absolutely spectacular.
Much more pink than it was orange. It's a good sign. Still got time though.
You know, and to sit there in the cold and the wind, waiting for the clouds to open up and the rain to pass, and then the whole world's wet, and then the light comes through. And then you're there to get that picture. It's so brief that there couldn't have been many people who actually saw that just happen, except me. But I recorded it for you, so, you know, I get to show it to you later. But that was my moment. After working all these years on the project, you know, London and Paris, I always had in my mind that St. Pancras International was the place to have the exhibition. It just had to be. You know, the Eurostar's there. It's the most beautiful station in the UK. You know, and it goes to Gardino, and it was the tether that put the books together, and we ended up having it there, and it was brilliant. Hell yeah, I was nervous. I mean, you know, like 10,000 people a day saw my 1 meter square prints of Paris and London, and it's extraordinary, it's surreal. They're just so big and beautiful.
Feeling really good. Got the permanent grin. You know, the show's up. So here we are, Foyle's Bookshop at St. Pancras International. And there's my book in the window.
Yeah, I'm just really happy to actually see the fruition of all my labors there. It's not an abstract idea anymore, it was like reality. I felt intense happiness.